Now on CoastTV News.
After a huge victory in the state semifinals last week, Cape Henlopen is heading to Newark for a shot at their first title in 40 years.
One more meal before the big game. What made the send-off to the Cape Henlopen High School football team so special?
Looking back before we look ahead, what the Vikings on the 1979 championship team have to say with the cap on the precipice of making more history.
Meanwhile, the celebrations haven't stopped at Stephen Decatur. The Maryland club captured their school's first ever title last night. We're going to show you how the whole school reacted today.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
The Vikings making their way to Newark for the state championship game tonight against Salesianum. Good evening, I'm Mallory Metzner.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with special team coverage with CoastTV News and Delmarva Sports Network of the state championship game with Cape Henlopen versus Salesianum.
That's right, Charlie, and we have Luke Mealy from the Delmarva Sports Network and our own CoastTV News morning anchor, Matt Pensick, both live in Newark at Delaware Stadium, home to the University of Delaware.
We'll be right back with Matt in a bit in the broadcast to show us some Cape Henlopen football championship history. We first go to Luke, who's looking at the matchup on paper. Luke, it seems like an uphill battle for the Vikings, but that's something that they've already faced a couple times these playoffs.
Yeah, they faced these uphill battles before. Again, Cape Henlopen comes in as the 6th seed, Salesianum, the number 1 seed. And these are teams that have not seen each other in quite a while. But for Cape Henlopen, they've defeated their uphill battles already. Number 3 seed Dover knocked them off in the first round. Number 2 seed Sussex Central beat them in round 2. But now it's the top dog Salesianum, the number 1 seed, averaging 38 points per game. This is a new animal for the Vikings. But for second-year head coach Mike Frederick, it's not a challenge that intimidates them. Instead, it's one that the team welcomes.
I just know they're talented. Like Sallies are talented on both sides of the ball. On special teams, they challenge you everywhere. And I think to be the best, you got to beat the best. And it's a great challenge, and it's something we should be looking forward to doing. So I don't think I have to get them ready. The extra stuff that people bring with it, right? A lot of times we talk about that's just kind of noise. You got to be able to kind of tune that out, and that's sort of the Bill Belichick, Nick Saban school that we came through, which was, the fine line between good and great is so thin that it's the teams that don't allow those distractions to bother them usually end up being successful. So we talk to them about it. We can't make them believe it, but if we believe it and we act that way and it's the way we live our lives, then hopefully they'll see a good example of it.
We're just under an hour away from kickoff here at the University of Delaware. And if you look behind me, the boys in the white jerseys on the practice field, those are the Vikings warming up to get ready for 7 p.m. tonight. Follow along with us on socials at Delmarva Sports. We'll have live updates of this game all the way through to the finish. From Newark, Delaware, for the Delmarva Sports Network, Luke Mealy.
Thank you, Luke. And as Cape made its way to the state championships, the send-off from Lewis was one to remember. CoastTV News reporter Tori Seagrave shows us the big goodbye before Cape takes the field at the University of Delaware.
Off they go. For the first time in nearly 40 years, the Cape Henlopen Vikings head to the football state championships. Family and staff alike say they are ready to see the boys take on Salesianum.
Oh, we're going to win. I mean, these guys are ready. I mean, I'm not going to go against these guys. I mean, they're ready. I think that they're focused. Coaches have done a great job. And I'm going to go up there and be cheering them on, and I really feel they're ready.
Before the Vikings left, parents lined the way as students arrived at Nicola's in Lewis for one meal before the game in Newark. A moment of tears and joy for moms like Shannon Capiro, whose son is graduating this year.
A lot of excitement, a lot of pride, a little sadness mixed in there. It's just a whirlwind of emotions, really. But I can't think of a team that deserves it more. I can't think of a team that has worked harder. I think this is our moment for sure.
Nicola's also happens to be where the winning team of 1979 ate as well, but in Rehoboth Beach, continuing a tradition that shows just how much support comes from the community.
We love being, a part of the tradition with them, and now being closer to the school and closer to the, the district hubs and everything. We've seen so much support from the teams, the parents, and so we love giving it back to them as well.
One last meal and one last bus ride as the team makes its way to victory. The state championship game will be on tonight here at Nicolas and Lewis, but there will also be a watch party on DSN tonight at 7 p.m. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, Coast TV News.
It's a night over 40 years in the making. Cape Henlopen attempting to win just the second Delaware High School State Football Championship in program history. Coast TV News anchor Matt Pensick joins us live at the site of the championship game, Delaware Stadium in Newark. And Matt, this ride currently that the Vikings are on has brought back plenty of memories for that first championship team.
Mallory and Charlie, nostalgia for the late 1970s, early 1980s. It's been a big part of this week. Tonight at this stadium behind me here, Cape Henlopen taking on that private school power from Wilmington, Salesianum, for the 3A High School Football Championship. But I actually want to take everyone back to 1978. Cape Henlopen, they were in the state championship game that year as well. They took on another private school out of Wilmington, St. Mark's. Now, the Vikings lost that game, but from that defeat, a championship season was born.
As a breeze blows across the same field that Rob Schroeder was roaming as the offensive coordinator on the 1979 Division I state champion Cape Henlopen Vikings, memories of that season come rushing back.
It was a tremendous victory, that state championship in 1979.
Schroeder still has the windbreaker he wore from that era. Schroeder and then fellow assistant Bill Collick were childhood friends growing up in Lewis. They saw this group of Vikings bounce back from the 1978 title game loss to defeat Cesar Rodney the following year for a state championship.
An unbelievable group of talent and, again, kids who believed and playing well throughout the season.
The win coming just 10 years after Rehoboth Beach, Milton, and Lewis combined to form the Cape Henlopen School District, and it took a championship season to solidify the merger.
There were still some very strong feelings about each school and each individual community.
It brought the three communities even closer together.
In 2019, the team came together again to celebrate the 40th anniversary of what is to this date the only football state title in school history. They may be older, grayer, but the pride remains strong.
Those players, those games, that victory transcends time and space, and the important thing is the relationships that were developed and continue in the community.
Both pillars of the community. Schroeder, longtime biology teacher at Cape Henlopen High School, since retired. And a lot of sports fans, they probably remember Bill Collick then went on to become the head coach at Delaware State University, MEAC Coach of the Year in the 1980s, and now member of the Cape Henlopen Board of Education. Members of the community that have long awaited this night, decades and decades long wait, the opportunity that this 2023 Vikings team has in front of them tonight, and that is bringing home a state championship to our coast. We're less than an hour away from kickoff. Live outside Delaware Stadium in Newark, I'm Matt Pensick, Coast TV News.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's the key for Cape Henlopen's success tonight? Let's take a look at the updated results from the last news hour.
Looking at the screen here, we've got a lot more votes coming in. We now have strong offense at 20% of the vote here, solid defense at 21%. The winner is still team spirit, that's at 38%. 21% say coaching strategy.
And I haven't moved. I'm still on strong offense. You got to put the ball in the end zone.
That's
right.
right.
If you want to be a part of this poll, you can. All you have to do is go to coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. And Mallory will have updates for you tonight at 11.
I will. And don't forget to tune into the Delmarva Sports Network tonight for coverage of the Cape Henlopen Vikings against Salesianum at the University of Delaware at 7 p.m. Coverage starts at 6:30.
Also tune in to Delmarva Sports Network for the Wawa Watch Party of the state championship. The coverage starts at 7 tonight. And now, let's find out what the weather's going to be like this evening. A little rainy out there as we check in with meteorologist Alex Seymour.
Yeah, certainly a little bit rainy out there all across the coast and even up in Newark, as you saw with those live shots. The rain is still coming down. The good news is it does look like it will be clearing out pretty soon. Boardwalk Plaza Hotel camera in Rehoboth Beach. Boards are wet. Rain still coming down warm in Rehoboth Beach, 52 degrees this evening. Live radar shows another round of that misty rain moving back onto the coast, so be aware we are going to be dealing with that rain for the next couple of hours. And in Newark, also dealing with that rain. There we go, UD Stadium right there, still dealing with that light rain. But the good news, though, is as we pull out to a wider view this evening, the back half of the rain is crossing the I-95 corridor just off to the west in Cecil County, Harford County, in Maryland. That will be moving through that area, and then it should clear out in Newark for the Cape Henlopen game within the next couple of hours. So by the second half of the game, we're expecting that rain to come to an end. Temps, though, a little bit chillier upstate in the 40s. So a cool, a wet night to start, but the good news is it does dry out for the second half.
Thank you, Alex. There was no rain last night when Stephen Decatur made history, the team earning their first ever state title on the football field. And today, players were greeted with all the appropriate applause and adulation for completing a perfect 14-0 season. Classmates, teachers, and staff cheering them on. The victory meaningful to current and former players, current students, and former alum as well.
It's surreal. You know, I think I've sent out 500 different texts telling everybody how it just feels like a dream. I rolled over this morning and I asked my wife, I was like, did this really happen? And she's like, she gave me a hug and she's like half asleep. She's like, yeah, it happened.
And it was unreal. Just the amount of support that we always get is just awesome. And, you know, it was what a great experience, really.
I'm so proud of these kids. I'm proud of Decatur Nation, our fan base. It's been a wonderful trip.
And there will be a big celebration for this undefeated now state championship team, but that won't be until early next week.
Delaware State Police arrested a Frankfort man for murder and related charges in connection to a deadly crash last Friday. According to police, troopers responded to reports of shots fired on Frankfort School Road. Troopers say when they arrived, they learned a 22-year-old Millsboro man and another man on a Honda four-wheeler had been struck by a Mercedes-Benz SUV, leading to life-threatening injuries. Police say one Millsboro man died at the scene. A 20-year-old victim was treated and released from a nearby hospital. The Delaware office of the state fire marshal is now investigating a fire that damaged a home on Robin Hood's Loop in Millsboro. The fire was reported shortly after 11 this morning. According to the state fire marshal, the fire was determined to be accidental due to an unknown reason for a lawnmower malfunctioning in the garage. The home was occupied at the time of the fire, but the fire marshal said no one was hurt as people got out when they noticed the fire.
Two major events are set to impact Rehoboth Beach roadways in the coming days, with road closures and parking restrictions in place, according to the city. On December 2nd, the Seashore Marathon and Half Marathon will take place at 7 near the bandstand. The city says that homeowners on certain streets will have restricted access from 7 to 3 p.m. Drivers should expect brief road closures during the morning hours. Then on December 4th, the Rehoboth Beach Volunteer Fire Company's hometown Christmas parade will commence at 6 on Rehoboth Avenue. Road closures will be in effect, but homeowners will have street access. The city says the avenue will be closed from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the parade.
We are just getting started tonight.
How the Careers to Classrooms initiative at Georgetown Middle School is impacting student lives.
A warm but dreary weekend on the way to the coast. I'll track the rainy weather coming up in just a few minutes.
But first, wastewater improvements in Rehoboth Beach. What construction at the facility currently looks like. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hello, family. I heard we need to discuss our water.
Dad? The neighbors didn't say we needed to discuss our water. They said our water is disgusting.
Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
It hardly ever snows at our house this time of year, which can be a big bummer. But I still check every day, just in case. My mom says never give up, because the holidays are full of miracles. And they are, especially with my mom.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
Frustrated about your awful water? Don't be. Call Shore Water Refining. Be sure about your water quality with a free water analysis from Shore Water Refining.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The Rehoboth Beach wastewater treatment plant is currently under construction. The city of Rehoboth Beach says that the decade-long wastewater improvement project is on schedule.
The project began back in 2018. The city says the $40 million project was created to make wastewater treatment more cost-effective. Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber shows us the current construction there at the wastewater plant.
You are looking at the current state of the Rehoboth Beach wastewater treatment plant. The city is currently 5 years into the project, and Kevin Williams, the Director of Public Works, says conditions of the plant have already improved.
And a lot of the electrical stuff really was important to us to get done, so that was a critical one for us to get the safety things taken care of with the electrical systems.
According to Williams, the first part of the project was to support the city's ocean outfall project. Then electrical and safety upgrades were made. Currently, a dewatering building is being built to remove water from waste more effectively. Lastly, the project will fix the emergency diversion tanks used for storage emergencies and update the lab facilities.
We test for phosphorus, for nitrogen, for solid content, for oxygen, all those kinds of things. The new lab in phase 4 will help us do that in a better way.
These large rusted containers behind me are called emergency diversion tanks. The city says a part of phase 4, these tanks will be completely refurbished. Phase 4 is the final phase of this project and is expected to be completed around fall 2026. In Rehoboth Beach, I'm Lisa Weber, Coast TV News.
A few chances of wet weather over the upcoming week here along the coast. I'll time out those bouts of wet weather coming up just after the break.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community this holiday season with a gift from a trusted family-owned jewelry store for over 40 years. Happy holidays from the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Hurry in now to Carpet and Tile Mart Flooring Supercenters to make your home ready for the holidays.
The selection is incredible. I mean, my floors look amazing.
Shop thousands of styles in the aisles for miles, all in stock to take home today. Area rugs are a great gift idea. Right now, save up to 50% on all floors Mart-wide. Pick, pay, take it away, or we'll install it as soon as you say for free. Endless possibilities only at Airbase Carpet and Tile Mart.
Farmers are superheroes, true conservationists. We are using soil health practices to help fight climate change. Soil health farmers are working today to protect tomorrow, using regenerative agriculture and climate-smart practices like no-till and cover crops to improve soil health. Healthy soils sequester carbon, improve water quality, and produce sustainable, nutrient-rich food. Soil health farmers are working today to keep Delmarva a beautiful place for generations to come.
16 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
The Delmarva Sports Network wants to congratulate the Stephen Decatur Seahawks for being state champions for the first time in school history. The Delmarva community is so proud of you. Local teams, big dreams. From the court to your living room, catch the dribbles and the buzzer beaters. High school basketball lives here on Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Shop local at the Treasure Chest for the gift that means more. Say you care about your friends, family, and community this holiday season with a gift from a trusted family-owned jewelry store for over 40 years. Happy holidays from the Treasure Chest on Main Street in Berlin.
Well, it's a dreary first day of December here along the coast. We've been dealing with these rain showers sliding through the region over the last several hours, and that's going to continue through at least about 9 p.m. this evening before we really start to see this rain completely come to a halt. Right now, as I take a live look out on our Orsted camera in West Ocean City, this is at the Commercial Harbor, looking like a pretty wet evening there, but it is calm for the most part. This rain is very light, and we aren't really dealing with much in the way of those windy conditions. Temps sitting right around 54 degrees. Pretty warm for the first day of December, especially this late in the evening. Live radar, we've got that light rain sliding through the areas, that misty-style rain, so keep that umbrella handy. Keep those rain jackets handy for the remainder of this evening, and you want to keep them pretty handy all weekend long. Tomorrow we are going to dry out, but the rain is going to return to the area. Right now, as we take a wider view on our satellite radar picture, a lot of the heaviest rain that has moved off to our north and east, so now it's just that lighter rain sliding through the area. If you are heading up to the Cape Henlopen game in UD at UD this evening, that rain going to be coming to an end by the second half of the game. Temps, they're in the 40s and 50s this evening, not too bad. Winds coming out of the south, so we're seeing that warmer air starting to filter into the region. So as we see this rain wrap up, throughout the overnight hours, those temps, they don't really fall. We're actually going to stay in the 50s for the most part throughout the overnight hours to see some of us fall into the upper 40s. Tomorrow, it is going to be a very warm day. Yes, it's going to be gray. Yes, it's going to be cloudy, but I'm not going to complain too much when we're seeing temps in the 60s, so good weather for all those parades happening across Delmarva tomorrow evening. We do have that parade in Lewis at 5 p.m. Even in Lewis, you're going to get that parade in before the second round of rain moves in. That's going to arrive by 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Then we're going to be dealing with wet weather into the daytime hours on Sunday. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast. Warm tomorrow, 66 degrees, mostly cloudy skies all day long. Rain arrives after 8 p.m., continues through parts of the day on Sunday. Sunday's not a complete washout, but keep an umbrella handy. We're dry Monday and then chilly by the middle of next week.
Alex, thank you. New today in Georgetown, the Careers to Classrooms initiatives at Georgetown Middle School continues. Its purpose is to bring professionals in a variety of fields to speak to the students enrolled in career and technical education classes. This afternoon, our very own Telemundo Delmarva and Coast TV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman had the opportunity to talk to 8th graders about the journalism career. Mr. George Schwetner's mission is to provide students with a real-life experience that they may not normally get.
One of the biggest things is we have so many industries here, the area is growing, so students don't know what they don't know. So by bringing in careers, students are able to see what they're learning in the classroom could apply to a career that maybe is interest of them, and then talk to people that are experts in those fields, find out salaries, find out pros and cons of the jobs and responsibilities.
To learn what you need to do if you're interested in talking to a group of students, visit our website, coasttvnews.com. Well, the holiday season is here, and with it comes many fun activities for people of all ages to enjoy, like the holiday lights and decorations put up all over Delmarva. Take a look at your screen. We have a lovely holiday home from Rehoboth Beach in the Rehoboth Beach Country Club. The outdoor of that house is beautifully decorated. You can see the Christmas lights and the wreaths there. Thank you for sending us your photo. We would love to see how more of you decorate your homes for the holiday season. You can send your pictures and videos to us at coasttvnews.com/holidayhouse.
The Bless Our Children campaign is in full swing already. We've collected over $101,000 to help provide Christmas for children who otherwise might not get to. But with all that we know here, this year's hardships, they're making it more difficult, and that means more people need to help out. Here's a few people that already have.
We've received a lot of cards so far this holiday season. This one here is from Ted and Barbara Elser of Dagsboro. Thank you so much for your card and your donation to our Bless Our Children campaign. We're going to make sure that all the children on Delmarva have presents on Christmas morning this year. If you would like to send us a card, we might even read it on TV, go to blessourchildren.org.
Don't forget to tune in to Coast TV News for Sunday Night Football this week. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Green Bay Packers coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then you're going to have your hyper-local broadcast right here after the game. We'll be right back.
Delmarva's Holiday House is brought to you by Bay to Beach Builders. At Boscov's, our prices are dropping for holiday shopping. Ladies' outerwear from Calvin Klein and Famous Designer, $69.99 to $99.99. Men's Sherpa-lined flannel hooded jackets from Mountain Ridge are just $24.99. Entire stock of bras by Vanity Fair, Warner's, Playtex, and more, 40% off. Stay warm with Ashley Cooper seasonal plush throws, $9.99, or Mountain Ridge throws, $14.99. For the best gifts at unbeatable prices with extended holiday hours, shop Boscov's.
Your Christmas variety station, The Duck.
Get Black Friday savings during Preston Ford's Top 60 Sales Drive. Save over $10,000 off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s. Trade up into the all-electric 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning with $1,000 Preston trade assistance. Every vehicle purchase comes with a Preston for Life engine guarantee. Buying a truck online from PrestonFord.com is hassle-free. Choose your truck from our website and we'll handle the rest. No need to visit the dealership. So don't miss the Black Friday sales event going on right now at Preston Ford. And remember, cars cost less with Preston.
Discover your future with Sussex Tech Adult Education. We offer registered apprenticeship and health profession programs and much more, which will prepare you for everything you need to succeed in your new career, providing hands-on experience with classes taught by professionals from every industry. Sussex Tech will assist our graduates in finding their new career opportunity. To learn more about how you can earn your professional credentials that can change your life, check out Sussex Tech Adult Education online.
Your future is waiting for you at Sussex Tech Adult Education.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, Coast TV's feathered friend and sharing joy coast-wide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Brought to you by Tidal Health.
Feel the magic of the season as you wander your way through an immersive winter wonderland at Ocean City, Maryland's Winterfest of Lights. Let imagination flourish at Northside Park with thousands of twinkling lights and larger-than-life animated Christmas scenes. Sip hot chocolate, snap a photo with Santa, and enjoy the array of holiday exhibits under the illuminating holiday lights. Find your magic at Winterfest of Lights, an Ocean City, Maryland family tradition. Open November 16th through December 31st. Get tickets at OCOcean.com or Northside Park.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Well, it's a dreary weekend here along the coast. Rain clears out later this evening. Most of Saturday we're dry with those temps in the mid-60s. Rain returns by 8 p.m. and then it's wet again on Sunday.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.